Hi friends! Today we're going to be talking about the history that we're going to be using this year. I'm going to do a flip through of Around California with Children's Books by Beautiful Feet Publishing. And I am so excited about it, and I think that you're going to be excited about it too. So this is going to be a flip through. So in about a minute, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you guys footage of the actual pages of the books so that you can kind of get a good idea of what is going on inside of this literature guide. I will say that I remember as a homeschooler, my mom using some Beautiful Feet things with my siblings and I, but I didn't remember what the curriculum was called or any of those things, but I do remember it. And when I found it again as a homeschool mom, I was really excited because anything that I remembered learning about when I was a kid, if I remembered it for this many years, then it probably was really good. So, I am going to show this one. Beautiful Feet does also offer a ton of other selections. We live in California. This year is our California history year. And so that's why I chose this one, but they have early American history, which I have the guide on the way. And then they also do geography, which I think is the one that I remember. Actually, my mom still had some of the books that come with the set, and so they're in my office right now. And a whole bunch of other history guidebooks, along with like the sets of the books that you can purchase all together, or I think you can just buy the guide if you're just wanting to do that, and then like check out the books from your library. So this is a literature-based history curriculum. So I got the whole set, and it comes with a ton of books. Some of them are picture books, some of them are chapter books, some of them are more, I would say they're longer picture books that are nonfiction. Obviously, like Dr. Seuss is a fiction book, but then there's the Discovery of the Americas that also goes with that first lesson. And then for the second lesson, which I'm going to show both of those, there's these books. So this is a chapter book. This is kind of a shorter chapter book, and then a nonfiction picture book that is, I mean, it's a little long for what you would regularly expect from a picture book. So the other thing is I have just become, I already had this, so already believed in this curriculum before I investigated this, but I did become an affiliate with Beautiful Feet Books. So if you like what you see, I would really appreciate it if you would click the link in the description box below to do your ordering through. It'll take you to the website, but that just means that I'll get a commission, like a really small commission from each purchase that goes through my affiliate link. Also, if you're a homeschool YouTuber, I would highly recommend any of the curriculums that you use. A lot of them do affiliation, so that's the thing that I'm just now discovering. So highly recommend doing that because you're already going to be doing all of these flip throughs and recommendations and things like that. And so you can become an affiliate for those curriculum programs. All right, so here we go. Okay, you guys. So I realized right as I was trying to film this that I forgot my tripod at my mom's house. So I've kind of got a funky setup going. This is not how it normally looks. So if you're with us for the first time, I apologize. I will show you guys what I currently have rigged up. Necessity is the mother of invention. Hopefully I can edit this to look pretty good at the end, but we'll see. Okay, so Around California with Children's Books. This is the study guide. And they have all of their award-winning history guides here. Can't get it any closer because of the way that my setup is, sorry. And then next, we've got the table of contents. We've got the welcome literature, and they talk a little bit about the different books that they're using. And then kind of an intro to what they would expect out of each of these. It is a Charlotte Mason inspired curriculum. So it is very literature based. You're learning through living books, lots of reading aloud, but the best thing is that it knows that you're gonna do, it knows like like it's living, but the people who wrote this know that you want to do short lessons, so that's what you'll get. Here's a list of things that you will need. The set of books I bought did come with a notebook, and they do talk about this notebook in here as being like they tested it and made it into something that they thought was going to be really useful, but this wasn't exactly what I really wanted to do with our notebooking. So I bought a bunch of these notebooks. I bought it on Amazon. I am going to take off this label and label these per subject. So this will be the history one. So we'll label history, and then I'll put my each kid's name on. But they're watercolor paper, and they do lay pretty flat. So what I really had wanted was for them to be able to use different art mediums to draw pictures inside of here, and to also be able to put their text. So I do plan to get like a little template that they would be able to draw lines in, so that they could have lined paper inside of these as well. So you need some drawing paper, basic art supplies, things like that for this guide. So using this guide, I'm going to show you how to use the guide, so I don't really need to read through all of that, but it wants you to do notebooking with your kids. I just showed you the notebooks that we're planning to use as opposed to their notebooking. So they do also in the back of this book, while I'm thinking about it, so here's the map of California that you could pull out and use. And then they have these pictures that you can remove or copy. That's for the timeline, but these are for your notebooks if you would like to use these instead of drawing your own pictures. I will probably be having my kids do their own because it'll double as art, and I think it'll just be something that they like. So here is the books used in the study. There's so many of them. Sometimes this takes people 2 years to complete, and I totally get why that would be. Here's I Love You, California, the song with some beautiful pictures of some scenery around California. I debated on whether I was going to talk about this or not, but I am going to not gloss over it. So they do talk about the Ice Age. It is 2 lessons in this book, and I personally like the way that it's handled. So we're going to go into, for the first lesson, read pages 1 through 13 of the Discovery of the Americas. So you can always, as the parent, choose how you're going to handle things like this. If you don't want to talk about the Ice Age, don't talk about the Ice Age. If you believe that the Earth is old, you can put in the amount of years that you think is appropriate. This curriculum talks about thousands of years and tens of thousands of years, which is, it lines up with my belief system, so I am happy with the way that it is, but you may not be, but feel free to substitute the number of years that you would like to to put in there. It's fine. So you look through this picture book for the first 13 pages of that. Study the map on pages 6 and 7. Let's see what pages 6 and 7 are. So that's this map right here. Discuss how changing climate caused the migration of people from Asia to North America. What were various tribes seeking? And then it gives the answer. If you own a globe, so there's questions for you to ask your child in here. Then lesson 2, you read Once Upon a Mastodon by Dr. Seuss. There's a lot of interesting information in here about that. It's kind of different from regular Dr. Seuss books that are usually nonsense. So this book makes a perfect introduction to many of the Pleistocene animals studied in this section. So there's more questions, more read aloud suggestions, and then on the next page is Nature Connection, where they talk about the Columbian mammoth, the saber-toothed cat, Jefferson's ground sloth, and the western camel, all of which are extinct. The Library Connection gives you a list of extra books to check out at your library. You can take your child to the La Brea Tar Pits on a field trip. We do plan to do that at some point, probably at the beginning of the school year after we look at this section. And then that's it for the Ice Age. So then you go on to the California Indians. So there are, for the California Indians, 11 lessons, 12 lessons. Let's see. Let me double check. I don't want to be incorrect. Okay, so there's 12 lessons, which is what I thought, and then I saw 11 and it went on to something else, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. So California Indians. So the chapter book, Island of the Blue Dolphins, is the one that goes with this. I remember reading this as a kid and loving it, so I'm pretty excited to read this to my kids. You can actually go to the island that they talk about in this book. It is a state park, and I'm excited to check it out. State park or national park? I don't know. It's a protected park, so I'm excited about that. So it's a coming of age story with a Robinson Crusoe style novel. So it's a living book. It's about somebody that actually lived, but it's kind of a fictional take on her true story. Okay, so we're reading chapters 1 through 5, talking about setting and voice, metaphors, characterization, conflict, and rising conflict. There's vocabulary in lesson 2, lots of questions about it, some pictures that go along with it. And then in lesson 7, you're going to look at Adopted by Indians, a true story by Thomas Mayfield. Study the maps on page 6 and 7. Here they are. And then make a copy of the map on page 7 and have your child color it and paste it in the student notebook. And then you're going to read the introduction and the first 3 chapters of this book. There will be some questions. Okay, so this is still Adopted by Indians. There's some YouTube suggestions for things that you could watch. Buckeye's natural plant food preparation on YouTube. So that's really cool. It shows, it will introduce the student to California buckeye being harvested, cooked, bleached, and eventually made into an edible gruel. It's 12 minutes long, so it's pretty short. So if you have older students, probably they would like to watch that. There's a website that shows how to make some kind of cider. I don't know how to say that. It's on the website Nature Outside, how to make manzanita punch. And how there's questions about how are pine nuts harvested. The questions are really designed to make your child think about what they just heard or just read, so that they have a longer lasting connection with the material. Okay, so in this nature connection, you have the California sea lion, the brown pelican, the sea otter, and the Santa Cruz Island fox. The book, that's off center. And then the library connection has quite a few different books to choose from, and they talk about some of them here in this section. So lesson 12, select an individual California tribe to study from one of these resources. Locate the geographic region in which your tribe lived. Then it has a website where you can find a good map of the state and the areas. And then we also have this book that we can take some of this information from. Find out the type of houses that were built. This might be a really fun project to make one of the houses out of something. And then they've got some information here. So here's more library connection. And then there's also a culinary arts section. So in this section, smoking trout or salmon. And then there's quail eggs, wild dandelion greens, mustard greens, miner's lettuce. And then I thought there was an acorn. Yeah, acorn flour cake. So it has all the ingredients that you would need for that. You can make this cake and then eat it. It would be a fun poetry tea time, I think. And then you could go back to the beginning and talk about the song. I believe in one of the books there is a California poem also. So that is the first two sections, two chapters of this book. There are so many things in here. So the Ice Age California Indians, discovery and exploration, the mission era. I'm looking forward to this. I'm definitely going to go to the San Juan Capistrano mission with my kids this year and check that out. Pathfinders and Pioneers, the Gold Rush and the Transcontinental Railroad, and the 20th century to contemporary. So yes, resources, the California story poem. So that is on page 77 back here. And I went by it. So you can do this with your poetry tea time. All of these things are so cool. All right, and here's the answer key if you need more lengthy answers than what they give on the pages of the guide. Okay, so I hope that was super informative. I hope that you guys liked this curriculum. I'm really excited about it. And I actually really want to start it now, but I'm not doing it. I want to start it now, but I'm going to wait until the fall. Because we're doing other summer school things. But my kids are going to really love this. We have a house full of readers now. Everybody reads. We all enjoy books. So I think that this is going to be a big hit with us. And like I said, if you love this curriculum and want to see more, there's a link in the description box that you can click, and it'll take you to the Beautiful Feet website where you can kind of browse or purchase anything that hits home with you. So also if you want to find me on Instagram, you can find me with the same name as this channel. It's Homeschool at Heart. And I also have a Facebook group that I am working on getting going. That is gonna hopefully be a super fun place for moms to kind of just talk about homeschooling, make friendships and connections, and hopefully be a really nice, encouraging place to be. I will put the link to that in the description box, but you can also search Homeschool at Heart Help Group on Facebook if you're looking for us there. And I will see you in my next video.